Hello, my Fireflies, and welcome back to the Cyan Firefly. It's Azilie again, and today we're going to give you the TLDR on Artery Studios' Secret of the Magic Crystals. Artery Studios is a Hungary-based independent game developer with 2 other titles in its repertoire, as well as a rather distinguished art portfolio for other titles such as The Witcher 2, Driver San Francisco, and the Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Underground. The Secret of the Magic Crystals takes place in a fantasy land reminiscent of Earth. A meteorite has fallen and broken apart, scattering magic crystals all over the land. 2 of said crystals were discovered by a professor who found that they had special effects on horses. Mocked out of his career after trying to prove this theory, the old professor gave the 2 crystal shards to his grandchildren, hoping they will take over his dream of discovering the true power of the crystals and in turn find the remaining shards. He then disappears, leaving 2 little kids in charge of a massive horse breeding farm. Gameplay in The Secret of the Magic Crystals takes place as a horse raising simulator. You start off with a colt that you must brush in order for it to mature. Once it's mature, you can then begin training it in one of 4 courses: forest, sledge, dressage, and obstacle, in order to improve its statistics and make the horse more efficient in races or quests. Races and quests permit you to raise the funds necessary to improve your ranch and purchase more horses. The better a horse is, the better chances at receiving more money, items, or prizes. Furthermore, there are 5 breeds of horses, though the different breeds are entirely cosmetic. The game ultimately plays out like a pony version of Pokemon. Or it would, if it were any good. To start, gameplay is minimalistic to say the least. You click your mouse to enter a building, find secret items, or tend to the horses. Mini-games play out like beat puzzles that don't follow any rhythm of the in-game music and are slow, repetitive bits of gameplay that only increase in difficulty depending on the horse's level. Quests and races aren't actually playable. Horses are sent on quests and then disappear until a later point, where they return with money, items, or some random wilderness-born STD that can only be cured by a magic potion. Races give the player a dialogue box that can be read should the player want to see the turn of the race, but reading it is not necessary. Like quests, races can be set and forget until the horse returns with or without a trophy. I hesitate to even call this a game, as it has very few gameplay elements to begin with. Its one redeeming factor is its art style, namely for the horse designs. Unfortunately, that is the extent of the aesthetically pleasing qualities to the game. The foreground elements are poorly textured and don't blend well with the actual ground, and the background elements like the forest seem to be sloppily rendered. For that matter, the skybox only ends a few feet from the actual action of the game, being equal parts crudely done and distracting. The farther the camera is away from things, the better the texture quality appears, but the closer one is to certain elements of the game, the uglier it is. Design-wise, the game has a great deal of promise, but it is, unfortunately, a turd in much need of polish. Perhaps what makes this game most insufferable is the amount of time it would take to complete one single playthrough. In order to meet the endgame requirements, you need to raise 5 level 5 horses, which can only be done by breeding horses of lower levels together. Each horse can only be bred 1 time. So for example, in order to get a level 2 horse, you need to breed 2 level 1 horses together. To get a level 3 horse, you need to breed 2 level 2 horses together. In total, you need to raise 80 horses. Putting into consideration the limited space of the barn and how slow the gameplay is, this leads to a very frustrating experience. In order to even get that far, you also need to upgrade a fair number of the building structures to level 5 just to make the breeding side of things even possible, and to unlock the ability to just search for the magic crystals, of which there are 30. Mercifully, this game is only $5 USD. While I might recommend this game for children of a certain age range, or even possibly bronies, I would not recommend this game for anyone looking for an interactive experience. The Secret of the Magic Crystals is a time sink, and a game that requires a great deal of patience to sit through. And that's all the time I have for this game today, folks. This has been Azilie with the Cyan Firefly, off to send this lame horse to the glue factory. I'll see you later, Fireflies.
Boring.